Adventures Initiative may have triggering content for some viewers. Please be advised. Hello and welcome to VALMIRAH, the Adventures Initiative campaign, the homebrew campaign, DM'd by yours truly and me, Donna the Cleric. How's it going?
Hi.
Players, please introduce themselves.
Oh, we're introducing ourselves.
Oh, sure. Change it up.
Well, once again, it's Dippy, who is once again playing Ferron. And once again, I'm very confused.
You're supposed to pass it on.
Who do I pass it on to?
I mean, don't know. Whoever the heck you want. Rock. Raquel, go for it.
Rock.
Hi, I'm RockTheChamp. I'm RockTheChamp on TikTok, and that's, you know, where I am. I'm here. I am playing Key, who is a fighter, and she's not alive, but she is. Yeah.
But you wouldn't be walking and talking if you wasn't alive.
I'm kind of alive. I'm
You're
undead.
alive. You got a second life.
I'm undead.
Second Life, the famous
Fantasy.
video game.
Yeah.
Oh.
You mean a
Hey, neat.
half-life? Right,
No,
yeah.
Second Life, the online MMO.
Fantasy. Go
I'm
for it.
introducing fantasy.
Oh! Yeah, sorry.
I'm Fantasy. Normally I play Briar, but apparently shit went down last time and Briar's no longer with them. So, woo!
Yee. Go for it.
And I'm playing Hope.
The little cute.
Yeah, and just like
it's
Dippy, I'm also confused.
Yeah.
yeah.
Like,
Drunk's on the phone. Drunk's playing Merish.
yeah.
Drunk's playing Merish.
Oh, so
yeah,
so
I'm
Drunk
Merish.
gets an
Sorry,
intro-
guys. I'm dealing with some work stuff.
You're good.
Okay.
Ah!
You good?
Wait, yours.
Merish is
So,
little is
last time on... actually, no, let's do some announcements first.
I was about to say, do we have announcements?
We've got like 5... Oh my god, you guys, my brain's so fuzzy today. It's gonna be chaos today on this stream. So,
Woo.
first things first, our announcements. Last week we had a successful charity campaign, and it's not even going crazy, alright? We had a goal of raising $1,000 for Extra Life. We smashed that. We smashed that. It is...
Like by a lot.
Yeah, it's currently at, I believe last time I checked it, it's at 2,300, a little over that. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. So, in celebration of that, we're gonna do the Kraken or Tarrasque lava fight thing, the one shot. We're gonna organize it.
That
together.
almost happened during
Yeah.
the charity stream.
Oh yeah,
But
we were.
Ah.
It was
All right,
crazy.
I'm back. Disaster averted. Sorry, guys.
You're good. We're just
disaster
talking about
averted. We're
the
glad
amazing.
that the disaster got averted.
Yes, we're just talking about the amazing charity streams
Yeah,
that we
you
did
guys
last
did
week.
Freaking amazing. I'm
Thank you.
sorry that I couldn't be a part of it. I was not in the correct headspace.
You are good, my dude. Listen, no need to have excuses or anything like that. You just take care of yourself and do what you need to do. Secondly, as always, this session or this stream is brought to you by Tackle Tokens. La. 1 second.
Donna, you ever just tired of like never having the right piece? for
No,
your
because I'm always
products?
ready with the right piece. Because I got Tackle Tokens. They come in. Well,
4
actually,
different
you can't
sizes.
see this. Actually, 5 different sizes.
5?
Yeah, 5. Did you not know
Did they
that come
release
in...
a new size?
No. Okay, so it comes in
Oh, no,
tiny.
So that is
Damn.
that is a clear
Normal,
that is a,
large, huge,
and gargantuan.
And gargantuan, and then this thingy.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. That's like Tarash size, my dude. Yeah. Which you might see later.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
Yeah.
They're also used for spell effects, and you can never go wrong with tokens that take dry erase, wet erase, and chalk erase markers.
Yeah.
Right?
Chalk erase? You don't say.
Yeah, they also come in all these. Wait, that's the wrong one. They come in all these amazing. Oh shit! All right, that was a bad decision.
You're spilling everything everywhere.
And we can't even see it. There we go.
Oh, there's lots of colors.
Yeah, there's all these colors and
fun
stuff. It's chaos. Okay, I just spilled all my tokens all over the.
Incredible.
Guys,
there's a code that y'all can use. It's AI Pod on Tactical Token's website, and you can get a discount on your next purchase. I forget the exact amount of the discount.
10%.
10%.
Yeah.
You can get 10% off your entire purchase using the code AI Pod. Thank you, Tactical Tokens, for sponsoring the show, as always.
Bye.
It's time.
No, we still have
chill
another
out,
sponsor.
Relax a little bit.
We have another one.
With our, I was about to say,
yeah, sorry.
It's time to chill out and relax a little bit with our next sponsor, Geeky Clean. Guys, you love soap, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who doesn't?
Always.
Are you tired of having allergic reactions to your everyday soaps?
Yeah.
Are your bath bombs just not strong and smelling enough?
I mean, yeah.
Fantasy, do you specifically hate not having enough dice?
I don't know. I can always have more.
Well, Geeky Clean may be your answer to all of these hypothetical questions that have been posed to you today. Let's say that you want to increase your dice collection. Well, did you know that Geeky Clean makes an actual bath bomb, as a whole line of bath bombs that can help you with that exact goal? They're aesthetically pleasing D20 dice bombs that you drop into a bath and then you soak, and when you're done, you have a full set of polyhedrals. It's amazing, and they are amazing, and they also have 100% biodegradable packaging. And Geeky Clean is always ready to help you stay squeaky geeky clean with their amazing product lines. Geeky Clean is open to communication for any allergy needs, and you can use the code ANIPOD. That is ANI pod. Instead of a ampersand, it's AN, the letter N, ANIPOD. And you can receive anywhere from a 5 to a 10% discount on your next purchase at geekyclean.com. Thank you to Geeky Clean for sponsoring Adventures in Initiative.
One more thing, not a sponsor segment, but
not sponsored.
Don't forget to set your clocks back.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Do that. There is one other thing. Shout out to our friends over at This Is Not a Mimic Podcast. They are doing next week a 24-hour live stream for charity, Doctors Without Borders. They have this amazing schedule from 10 a.m. to 10 a.m. the next day, where they have a ton of different special guests, etc. It's got D&D one-shots, lore world building, kids on brooms, a bunch of different other one-shots, and they've got Jackbox, Mothership games. They're raising money. It's November 13th, so go check them out, go help them, go give them some love. Ace, if you want to drop the link in the chat, that'd be great and helpful. But yeah, other than that, that's the last little announcement. Go show
By
them
the way,
some love.
did you fix the music? Ace said that the music
Yes, I
was
did
loud.
fix the music. I
Okay,
dropped
you
it.
did fix the
Yes.
music. Okay, good.
Yes. Yeah.
Well, I think that's it
Yeah.
for announcements. Oh, I guess quick personal announcement. for the stream, because this is the first stream since this happened. Since this happened to me, I successfully defended my thesis. So I am. I got a script, and I don't know what to do with it, but I am very proud that I was able to do that, and I feel in small part connected to this group and the work and accomplishment with that, for keeping me in a good headspace. So sometime in the next 10 years, there will be a movie produced by yours truly.
Congratulations,
Maybe.
Dippy.
I mean,
Yeah.
there could be a movie produced with my script. I don't know.
Dippy,
It's I don't know what's in the cards for it, but it's a possibility. And also, Star Pursuit has returned to semi-regular scheduling. We've
Yay!
had like 3 like week in, week out weeks. But starting yesterday, that should change so that the whole series can run through on a weekly basis. That is kind of fingers crossed though, because we're definitely not doing an episode for Thanksgiving weekend.
No.
No, not at all. That's time to be with your family. And also long term, we're also probably not going to do an episode for Christmas. I'm sorry. It's just what's happening. So, although around Thanksgiving, you might see another person hop in, but wink, wink, nudge, nudge, say no more. But that's kind of up to the dice gods. All right. I don't have hair long enough to do that. I have this. Nope, that didn't even work. All right. So that's it. I think I'm good now.
All right. Let's get into it then, shall we? Last time.
How did you do that? I can't even do that with my head hair. Oh, there we go.
Okay. Last time on Adventures in Initiative, not Adventures in
VALMIRAH.
VALMIRAH.
Adventures in Initiative is this channel. You're not
Yeah.
wrong.
I mean, we started out as Adventures Initiative, and then
You're not wrong. You're not wrong. Just keep
You're
going.
digressing.
I am digressing. I'm reverting into my animalistic instincts. It's a problem. It's gone.
Okay.
Okay, I'm here. Hi. Last time
Hello.
on VALMIRAH, our adventurers came to the home of... I'll change this music. Came to the home of Sir Dr. Gary, or Professor Garioncore. There, they came to release the curse and disease that could only be released through a wish spell upon their old friend Jerry, the Bard. That they had met and made acquaintance in the beginning of our tale. After entering into combat, releasing the wish spell, I believe it was the final one upon your sword.
No, it was the second one. I have one more.
You have one more.
I have one more that I cannot use.
Corrected. Yes.
I mean, I can use it, but
yeah, you can. You had within the specific area of healing, something that can only be healed through a wish spell or other means. You left, or after healing Jerry, finding his body to be under so much exhaustion and broken bones that you had to put him basically into a healing coma to allow his body to completely heal without keeling over and dying. You came onto a discovery through the help of what is Sir Garioncore's newest companion. You found to be a little white tiefling girl who went by the name of Hope, who seemed to have a very curious ability of reading minds. She walked over to walked over to Core, and whispered, loud enough for everyone within the room with Jerry to hear. She thought Briar was a shifter instead of a changeling, which through
That
cues
just
that
set
were
off a
given,
lot of
yeah,
alarm
it
bells.
set off quite a few alarms, alerting you that you may have someone that is not true to the rest of the party in your midst.
An imposter.
An-
Wow.
You
Those
guys
of you that
soon
couldn't tell,
went
that was an
into,
Among Us joke.
then you guys went, cornered Briar imposter in a gelatinous cube, began to ask questions, found their name to be Fox, got mad at Fox,
I
beat the crap out
hated
of Fox.
him.
Yes,
I hated
it was
him.
a very heated
Although
episode.
I loved how he was played by our lovely guest last time, Dadley J. Jenkins. I loved how he was played. I hated him so much.
Yeah.
I was this close so many times to just straight up killing him, but I knew that Ferron's alignment was not exactly going to allow that. At least his new-ish alignment.
I spared his life, and then you guys killed him anyway.
I spared his.
Can I get through that?
No.
There was a lot of sparing. There was a lot of sparing and killing going on. Like, the point is that now he's dead, and there's really no way to bring him back.
He was killed actually in a very cool way, because during the situation of you guys questioning with him and playing his games, Gary, the professor, was kind of listening and realized that he wasn't going to give anything up, but did give a clean point that you guys kind of needed to figure out where Briar was. And so he, realizing and piecing that Yip is a wizard, gave Yip the scrying spell.
Useful.
Yip then put the scrying spell into their book, used it, and through crazy rolls, Briar beat Yip with a negative 19 to the roll by rolling a natural 20, which was bull, absolute bull. But then
True Mad Dog. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Mad Dog. Mad Dog.
Mad Dog.
After a few bits of fadangling and warping of the spell, we were able to reroll and beat Briar's DC that she had set for beating it. Freaking ridiculous. And we're able to begin to see what Briar was going through within the prison. During that time, Fox was resurrected, sent out the way. Yip felt Fox's presence and thought he was sneaking away, and while scrying, shot a lightning bolt up his ass. Killed him instantly.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, which, through research, is completely within the rules and able to be done. You can cast spells while scrying. It's as long as you don't break concentration.
That's pretty cool.
D&D, you guys. It's pretty cool. Okay. But now...
And now, 26 minutes in,
we begin to chat. We enter into the conversation that Briar's having with Armando. You see Armando laying down upon the ground, speaking to Briar within this 10x5 prison cell. The sound of dripping water in the distance. The temperature dropped. You can see the air chilled, as you can even see the hot vapors from your mouth accumulating within the air. Armando speaks. I do not have very much longer, Afra. And I don't know if your friends have queued into this yet.
Have. If not, they will soon.
Either way,
Hopefully.
I may not have longer. But my one thing in life is that I know that you will survive, and I will be the reason that you do. I may not have much left that I can give you, but what you can have is what's left of me when I'm gone. And I will give you the one gift that every winter wolf can give within their life, and that is their power. I will give you instructions, and when I draw my last breath, I will give you the pact. And he begins, and it fades out a little bit, but Yip can see what is whispering among him as Briar begins to draw symbols into the dirt off that are instructions. And though I can't really... You can't really... Like, Yip cannot read it 100%. They can tell that's slightly arcane. So
I mean, fucking Vizzy. I got like ants in my eyes. I hate it because I'm not crying, but it's making me want to cry.
all right.
Oh God, you better not kill that freaking dog.
All right. We come back.
What happened?
Yip is crying. As you guys come walking out, there's a dead body completely charred and vaporized off to the side. There's of a changeling. Hope you're outside with Yip. You probably just saw Yip while their eyes were rolled back, one glowing white, the other one glowing like a greenish black tint as they were scrying with an orb into their hand, just fucking point and just blow the shit out of the fox guy. And yeah, you see everybody kind of walk out after. I think you guys gave him like a minute countdown or a 10-minute countdown. Or something.
We had, so it was weird. The mechanics of it were lost on us in the moment of the game being played, but someone used a revivify spell on a creature that was only making death saves.
No,
Yeah.
he had failed his final death save.
No, he was only making death saves, so you didn't actually end up using revivify.
Okay.
So you
cool.
still
You
had
didn't
that spell
use
slot.
revivify. You
Yeah.
just so.
Okay.
But it was like, it was a moment of like, he was making death saves, and then I pumped one hit point into him to give him my monologue.
guys gave him
so that I
one
could
hit
kill him
point.
again, so that I could kill him again, and then I did it, and then I brought him unconscious again, and then you brought him up again, and now he's dead.
Yeah, he's dead.
But the whole mechanics of what I thought happened last time was I thought that he died, I brought him back, I killed him, you brought him back, and then we killed him again. When in reality, he only died once. And
Yeah,
the
okay,
one
see,
time that
that's
he
what
died was when he was outside.
Yeah.
See, that's what I thought happened. I thought you killed him, then revived him, then killed him again, then I revived him.
Yeah, but you used like a healing spell instead of an actual revivify. You
Yeah.
didn't use revivify. You
Like
used, like, healing light or
I
something
thought
like
that I thought that I was having a moment where
I
in
just
his
remember he was
final
at
dying,
1 HP when he was
I
walking
thought,
out the door.
Yeah, I thought
And then
that
Yip
in
just
his final dying
overkilled
moments,
OP, just fucking
yeah,
lightning bolt his ass.
I thought in his final dying moments that he was like hearing me make this like self-aggrandizing statement about I could be the one who leads you down a better path. What
You're
will
right.
you do?
I remember that now.
Mhm.
Yeah, and then somebody brought up that he wouldn't be able to hear me if he was unconscious, but
We had a big weekend, everybody in chat. We had a big weekend. We had a big weekend. It was emotional. People were crying.
it was big.
Ha!
Yeah,
For
it
a
was
lot.
rough.
Yeah.
But not as big as the successful charity stream that happened the weekend after. Like, enough shilling.
Gosh.
So we're walking out, right? And this fucking guy is like splattered against the wall, and I'm like, huh?
Yep.
Well,
We let him go.
Yep.
I suppose there's not really a
Begins
redemption.
doing
arc
sign
for him
language.
then.
It's like, I thought he was getting away.
Well, he's definitely not giving away now. And I look over to the black stain on the wall where he used to be.
There's like still some body parts there.
Oh god.
He didn't explode. He's like charred body.
Oh.
Anyone want to try barbecue changeling, or is it just
No.
me?
I mean, I wouldn't.
That's a little less than moral, but there's not really anything I could do. I mean, other than give him a proper burial, and I like scold in your general direction, Merish.
Oh, okay. So I would walk out to a corner of the dirt, of the yard, to the far corner, and I would use mold earth to dig like a shallow pauper's grave.
Okay.
It is 5 feet, so it's pretty close to proper size.
Yeah, it's
It's like-
proper.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
And I huck him over,
Does
gently
anybody want
lay
to
him
say-
out.
Does anybody want to say something nice about him?
No.
No, he didn't really. No.
Oh no, I thought he was quite
Anything else
clever.
in his pockets?
He was a jackass.
Clever,
you guys kinda
clever
stripped
being
him.
clever and being a jackass
yeah,
can
we did.
inherit
Yeah.
the same space.
Yeah.
You
Oh yeah, we stripped him of all Briar's things. I have them
Yeah.
in the code of holiness.
Yeah, and he didn't
Oh, yeah,
have
we
anything
have
else
all
except for
Briar's
Briar's
stuff.
thing, so.
I will also say that I would. Oh wait, did I?
Oh yeah, and it
Oh,
would have literally
shit.
gone. The lightning bolt would have literally gone up his bunghole because we stripped him naked and sent him out the door.
Yeah. So. Oh wait, no. That's not in my prepared spells. I was gonna say that I was gonna cast ceremony on him, but because I thought I still had it, but I got rid of ceremony. I got rid of ceremony for Zone of Truth.
Ceremony is a ritual. You
Is
can
it a
cast
ritual?
it outside of using a spell slot. So you don't have to have it prepared. You can just
It
cast
is
it.
not a ritual.
Is
It's
it?
not a ritual on my. It's not a ritual on my list.
Hold on, momento.
It takes a casting time of 1 hour, but it's not a ritual.
Ceremony. Wait, I thought ceremony was a ritual.
Xanathar's Guide, everybody.
Ceremony,
Xanathar.
D&D 5th edition. Low Jewshite. Evocation. Ritual. First level, evocation,
Does
ritual.
it say it's a ritual in the
Casting
book?
time, 1 hour. Touch. Range, touch. Components.
It says.
Book.
Oh, it does. It
Material,
says
25 gold worth of powdered silver,
It's-
which is a spell not consumes.
It says ritual in the book. So if it says ritual in the book, I'll cast it as a ritual.
Okay.
All right. So I lay him down to rest, and then I guess I begin what could only be described as a sermon. Although it's a very, very shallow, like not a lot about this gentleman or gentle them, whatever they happen to be. Just like in the whole, speaking his praises to the goodness of the gods above, and then I lay my hand upon his corpse, finish casting ceremony. This will take an hour, by the way, so we can all short rest in this time.
Yeah.
And I'll finish that spell after this hour is up. So whatever y'all want to do for an hour while this happens. I'm just gonna wait
So
until
Ferron's
after
just off
that
to the
point.
side over at a grave site and just
Yep.
doing the ceremony for
Yep.
a buried guy.
Everybody else can do other stuff. I'm okay. And because
We
of that,
have-
I'm actually gonna be right.
We have a redemption for the biggest D20, which is that big one right there. So my next roll, remind me to roll that.
Decor.
Yes.
You have these little tiny.
Oh yes, the slimes. Would you like to see them?
Yes.
Okay.
Very much so.
Come with me. And he takes you back into the house. You hear door
Merish,
closed.
he's got slimes. And I just I look back at Merish.
Be careful. Those things are assholes.
The little ones. They're so tiny.
Okay.
They hit me in the back with a fireball.
Wait.
Hope.
Hydrate.
Oh, we got hydrate.
I look over to Dr. Core to see if
I
that's
brought my water.
Does a yogurt count as a hydration?
I
It is
don't know.
kind of a liquid.
No, technically it's because it doesn't evaporate.
Hydrated.
Goes Hope. Would you like to come treat the slimes with it?
Sure.
All right. Well, they're doing that. I'm going to
It's fine.
sit down and meditate and try and regain my spell slots.
Okay. You good? So you were taken into the side chambers of the how Hope speaks. Hope speaks literally just like how you speak, Fantasy.
Oh, okay.
That's exactly how I built it.
Yes.
Very soft spoken, very kind. Yeah. Think little girl, very shy.
In short, you don't have to do much for the character voice.
Yes.
Victory all around. You were taken into
she was
this
a cowgirl. Like just a
real southern drawl.
Dolly Parton.
Yeehaw!
Big hair. Sorry.
You know, I
Oh,
want to
y'all.
hug her.
Oh, y'all.
Mama. Mama,
Well, y'all.
Mama, she hurt me.
Well, hell.
Guys, we are getting feral on this episode right now.
Apparently.
Yeah.
Okay.
You were taken into the
Slimes.
side. You're taken into the side room.
Guys,
Where
I swear
you
there's a
were-
goal. I swear there's a goal. I swear.
There is a hallway that is just a ton of doors, left and right. And there's like 5 doors on one side, 5 doors on the other. Each one of them has a different label.
I
You
resist
just stick-
the urge to open all of them.
He just goes, take a pick.
Oh, I get to pick one. Hope. Darling. Why don't you
Yes?
pick a door?
I pick a door.
Okay. Oh, by the way, every single one of the slimes is based off of a different cantrip. Because each one of the slimes can cast a cantrip.
Oh.
I just thought they were cute pets.
That's good to know.
Mm-hmm. So the labels on the door is the label of what cantrip they can cast. And some of the doors have more than one slime in them.
And what do they say?
There's one that says Acid Splash, Blade Worm, Blade Ward, Booming Blade, Chill Touch, Control Flame, Create Bonfire, Dancing Light, Nut, Decompose, Electric Blast, Encode Thoughts,
That's a lot of
Firebolts.
slimes.
Yeah, Friend, Green
Liked
Flame Blade,
one.
Guidance, Gust, Light, Lightning Lure, Mage Hand, Mending, Mind Sliver, Minor Illusion, Mold Earth, Poison Spray, Prestidigitation, Produce Flame, Ray of Frost, Resistance, Sacred Flame, Shape Water, Shocking Grass, Spare the Dying, Thaumaturgy, Thornton, no, wait, that one wouldn't be in there. Thunderclap, Total of the Dead, True Strike, Vicious Mockery, and yeah, that's it.
She's gonna go for the Spare the Dying one.
Got it. Cool. Looking at it. Okay, so you come into the room. It's like the first door on your right or on your left. Yeah, left. You open up the door, and here with this one is also in the room with the Spare the Dying is the Shocking Grass one, and you can just hear in one of the tanks. And this room has 3 different tanks in it. It has one off to the bottom left, one to the top middle, and one off to the bottom right. And you just hear in the bottom left area, or no, bottom right, and the top middle is just a bunch of water in the tank, and just, you can see it like moving around slowly and shaping about, and you can just see sitting in a tiny little tank, just waiting, is a cute little like 5-inch by 5-inch slime that's just green in color. It just kind of like sits there, and it just has like this little tiny mouse skull inside of it.
Can I have that one?
Go for it if you wish. It just comes to you. It doesn't feel acidic or anything like that.
Oh.
It's like actually very nice and warm to your hand, and it's like this it does have like a bit of like a necrotic touch to it, but it's like a inviteful one that's like safe. So as you go to touch it, it just puts it on your head. Yeah. It like gets into your hair a little bit, but then like touches your horn, comes right back to the middle.
Give it a little poke.
Just jiggles. It's like flubber.
Oh my god. Which one did you pick up?
This is Spare the Dying.
Spare the Dying.
It's
Oh
probably
my-
one of the most tame ones. And then like right behind you as you go to touch it, you just the shocking grab.
I walk back to everyone else.
Okay.
Could you potentially, and I don't wish to be a bother, but part with two, perchance, maybe one that might shed a little light in dark situations for those of us who can't see too well in the dark.
Honestly, I'd be probably fine with it. I do have. It's been a bit abundant with how good these are going. And I've been wanting to do this bit of a field test. 2 might be a bit. Make me a persuasion check. For me.
I got a +0. Am I in the right character sheet before? 17.
17. Okay.
Just, you could say no, Dr. Core, but I
No, it's
may I at least
fine. It's
meet
fine.
light before.
Light is very delightful, actually. And he takes you down to one of the back rooms off to the right, and you just see like a little bit of glowing. Just underneath of one of the lights. And okay, so you come into this room. Off to the side, you can see like something kind of moving. It's just like a little tiny like bracelet is just dancing in the air. And then as you look closer, it's just a floating hand. And you can see like this purplish glow of a little square slime in one of the tanks. In each one of these tanks, they're like partially sealed, and the tops of it is completely glass. There's no air holes because these creatures don't need to breathe in any way. So it's not like inhumane, but they're completely sealed. You haven't touched any of the tanks, so anything like that. But in the other one, you can see this like in the top tank in the middle of the room, you can see another slime that you can just as you look at it and make contact with it. I need you to make a what is it? Here we go. I'm trying to remember what the save would be. A strength save for me?
Oh, 13.
13? Okay. You do not get dragged towards it. As
Oh, good.
as you just feel like this little bit of a lightning just grab you and start pulling you forward. It's like
Excuse me,
The
sir.
lightning lord.
it's
That
like,
was not very nice.
and
Mr.
it core just goes, Law? No. Sorry, he's a bit touchy. But he comes up and comes over to the left tank, and he just says, "This is light," and you just see this radiantly glowing, very like it's just a white slime that as you come close to it, it just glows very brightly. It looks really cute. So the thing is that it only it just glows. Like the problem is that I've only been able to let the light glow on it, and it turns on and off, so you can't transfer it to another one. But it works really good for like a light bulb.
And they don't need air, right?
No. Actually, I have a very nice carrying case that you can take them in that goes onto your belt.
I've always wanted a pet, but you can't really keep a pet in a bag of holding because they die.
Well, these don't breathe either, but yeah.
How wonderful. And she like puts her hands out because she really just wants to hold it.
Okay, as you go to touch it, it feels like slimy. Have you ever held like goo in your hands? And it just kind of like slips within your finger, and then you feel like it animate, and congeals back into its form as it begins to relax and like straightens itself back into a box-like form. There's a just like you can feel it begin to animate and move around, and its personality is very happy, and it's like you can tell that it enjoys the fact that it's getting attention.
We're gonna name you something. Hope, what's yours name?
Hope would have named it.
I don't trying to figure out a name. Putting me on the spot.
Not fun.
Not fun. It's green. It's got a little rat skull in it. Tiny, it's cute. Fancy name generator.
Why is the name Thomas sticking with me right now? What's the rat from Charlotte's Web? What's his name?
I don't know. Oh, wait, there is a rat in Charlotte's Web.
The one who like eats like everything at the carnival. Now we gotta look that up. Timothy? No.
Templeton.
Templeton.
Yep. Templeton.
Gary. Gary.
After Dad.
Yeah. Be very cute.
Emily's panicking.
I put in names that mean life and death, and all I'm getting are death names. And I was like, no!
No! Well, you'd be Grim. Well, what if you named it Grim, and you're Hope, so you're the light and it's dark.
I like that.
Okay.
His name's Grim.
Okay.
Incredible.
Fantastic.
Oh, then, mine. How do you feel about being Blake?
Blake!
Shadow,
I know exactly.
This is Blake.
It like squeaks as it's making noises in your hands. Or I guess your one hand because the other one's corporeal or whatever.
Yeah.
It's like and just jiggle and dance.
Do you want to go on an adventure, Blake? Okay. Sure.
All right.
I put it on my shoulder.
Okay. So, I'd say about at this time, an hour's probably passed. You guys come back out. You now have 2 little slimes. The professor does give you the cases to be able to keep them. He says, if ever in a fight, you should probably put them in these because they do not take hits very easily.
Oh, no! Yeah.
1 HP.
Oh, yeah!
By the way, if you were to touch one of the tanks, they are basically anti-magic or like magical repellent things. So what it does is that it creates a safe place, or it gives advantage against saves and such like that for them. So it's almost it's almost impossible for them not to save against things and to take damage, especially when they're in the case. So it makes it so they're invulnerable to damage and things like that. So it's what keeps them alive. The way to use your guys' spells is that you have to put your a finger or a hand into the slime, and then you go and you release with your other hand. So it creates a connection from one hand to the other.
Okay.
And I just always make just the slime glow, so I just have a little glowing slime.
Well, that's the only way that one works. So
great.
All you have to do is just kind of pat it. You know how like my little dinosaur works? That lights up?
It's like a tap on, tap off light.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
But you can like change the color if you think about it. Because that's how light works.
I love him. I love him so much.
I hate him.
Merish.
Merish. Yeah.
Rude.
Don't mind him.
They tried to set me on fire.
You weren't supposed to be back there that day. You broke it. That was on you.
To be fair, Mr. Merish, mine doesn't set things on fire. It just light on, light off.
Goes blue for a second and then comes back.
Ooh.
Merish, by the way, while they were doing that, Jip was informing you of the dream and everything. They were giving you a description of what they saw going to the scrying situation, the cave on the way there. Basically, the different little indications that they saw and hints. So there was a cave, there were mountains, there's frost, and there was a small village.
Would I know where that's at in relation? Do we have a map?
You guys do, I believe, have a map. I think that you've bought at some point in time, or that you got from Core for a while ago. So you can look at a map.
I would like to, after I've finished my meditation rest, I'll start looking through a map and trying to piece these clues together.
Okay. And then you can begin looking through the map. Anything else that you'd like to do? I'm gonna find some ambient music.
Stress to everybody the importance of us moving quickly. Guys, Yip just told me everything that's happening. We need to move quickly. And as I'm doing this, I'm like reaching in and tossing stuff out of the out of my pockets, trying to find the map. Then laying the map out, and I'm just kind of looking around on it, trying to figure out where Yip was describing.
Okay. All right. So as you make me an investigation check or survival, one of the two. Also, do you say out loud what Yip was saying?
Yes, I would.
Dippy, make me a history check. With advantage.
A history check, you say?
Yes, with advantage.
I have a feeling this is going to be from your mountains.
Would I be in proximity to this? To know this?
That's why you're rolling with advantage, my good man.
Okay.
You said I could use survival?
Yeah, survival or intelligence.
Okay.
Well, I'm definitely using
Please forgive me.
That'd be a 19.
Please forgive me. My
What?
attention was waning ever so slightly. Because I thought we were still focusing on everybody else.
Merish,
Merish is next to. So Merish was next
Yes,
to.
I saw that.
Was next to me to do this, and I'm using history because he's doing something.
Yes, you're using history, and you have advantage because your character's background.
Well, I got a natural 20, so it doesn't
Fantastic,
matter
cool.
what.
This
So what
cave-
was he
Thanks
doing
for showing me up.
Okay.
So what was he doing that I know so much about?
Okay, so he described what Yip had been saying, which
What
was
you
talking
had been
about
saying?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So
Oh, okay.
which was the cave, the mountains, and the village, which all sounds very close to the Jaren mines, the village around Jaren, and up towards the mountains towards where your village is. So where this prison is could be close to where your village is. And now make me a... what would... This is very interesting.
Because I got a natural 20. Would I need to make anything else?
Okay, yeah. It's kind of like a little bit of a thing. Yeah. So, no, you wouldn't, because you did roll a natural 20. But I kind of was like, I was thinking about something. I'm like, would you know this through a history check, or would it be through like a lore thing? Okay, my brain wants to make that decision. Okay. You remember, as a child, there's a certain area within the mountain that you can't quite recall right now, that if you guys were to go and meet up with your tribe, you basically, there is a determined area that was told to you not to go to because there would be sounds of screaming and terror, but no discernible direction.
Ah, yes, screaming murder death pit.
Yes. No, basically there would be sounds of horror in which it was a great indication of death. And so it was like, don't go this way. If you're smart, don't go.
Noted.
Okay.
I just kind of... Would this be like in the middle of my casting, or would this be close to the end of my casting?
This would be the end. You guys are talking. This is after.
It'd be at the end.
Yeah, Merish is sharing this afterwards.
So the spell completes, and this is what all that buildup led to. Ceremony is cast on the body, and it cannot be turned undead for 7 days.
Fantastic.
Which is helpful, because if they try to get their shit back, their shit being their person, they're not going to be able to.
Well, you might piss off Yip doing that.
Yeah.
You know, I think...
It's like during that whole thing, you had your eyes closed and the body's just gone.
Listen, it has taken me this long to say this.
Yeah, it's like...
Wait, the body's gone?
Yeah, body's just gone.
So I spent all that time...
No, I'm kidding. It's still there. It's still there.
In that moment, though, Ferron would understand that point, too, and be like, you know, this is a bit of a conflict of interest, isn't it? Because a proper burial goes against what you would consider a helpful tool. And you really need to let me know next time when you want to do something like that. Because I would not hesitate to stop in my tracks to prevent that from happening. My apologies. Merish has inspiration. Yip would not be mad. Okay. Nice.
Speaking of that whole thing, Mr. Realmgazer, I would appreciate it if I know you have some sort of divine sense within you. People tend to like to use, the turn on dead thing. Not the best if I'm around. I'm not sure if you have access to that, but be aware that I am technically not alive.
Yeah. So over table, Ferron has access to what is it? Ferron does not have access to Turn Undead. He has access to Watcher's Will and Abjure the Extraplanar. Abjure the Extraplanar is Turn Undead, but for aberrations, celestials, elemental, fae, or fiends.
Okay.
Pretty much. It's the same thing. A creature is turned, and at a high enough level, a turned creature turns into a dead creature. Pretty much.
I was just a little worried. I just didn't want to be a dead person.
See,
and I was already
I took my oath to watch things, not to necessarily do injustice against those that invade from the realm of death, but
to be fair,
invade
I didn't
from
really have a plan to be
elsewhere.
undead. It just kind of,
Yeah, how about that? I was about to ask. Like,
You guys
I
are
had just built
digressing.
up
We
the-
need to move.
We're gonna go,
Well,
right? We have to go.
oh yeah.
Well,
This
we
is
have
this
time.
is
Talk,
like
chop, talk and walk,
it would
talk and
be-
walk.
it would be about
Mama
this time
Wolf has
that-
got to be. We gotta
Okay.
go get Mama Wolf.
history check. And then Ferron just goes, "Oh shit. I know home.
Where's home?
My home. Up in the White Scale Mountain. White Scale?
Yes.
Is that right? Hey, I got it right that time.
Yeet.
Up in the White Scale
Yay.
Mountains. I have a very bad feeling that's where we have to go. And forgive my anxiety, but I have not been back there since I left.
Home is where you make it.
Well, I suppose there's no more time to waste. Say, Yip. And I look down to Yip. You wouldn't happen to have any I don't exactly have a word for it. You know what, whatever brought us here to Dias? Pius?
Yes.
I was gonna get there in the end. Whatever brought us here to Pius, would you happen to have anything like that near Jaren, perhaps?
Yip looks to Merish and says, I might have one, but to get to it, we'd have to travel a day and a half that way.
After we go through or before we go through?
Before we go through.
So a day and a half of travel.
And this is all through sign language, so it's like being translated.
I need Mama
Sure.
Wolf back. I don't like being the interpreter.
Well, how long do... Just to catch stupid, unattentive Dippy up, how long do we estimate we had?
You hear Professor Cora go, if you all want to, I could just let you use my transporter. A transportation circle.
Yeah, that would work.
Yeah, I could just
So-
send you. I could just send you.
Yeah, yes. That would indeed be... That would probably work. We would be going to Jaren if we were using that circle. We would not be heading into the White Scales because, well, we wouldn't end up in the White Scales because I have no knowledge of anything in the White Scales that would connect to that circle. But
All right.
we would end up in Jaren. So time is not to be wasted. Let us go.
You're right.
And guys,
Here's the
honestly,
situation.
super sorry that I have that I kind of zoned out there.
You're good.
I'm here now. All right.
He looks at all of you and he says, well, there's a situation here. You guys just killed somebody that is from the Watchers Guild. I am paid by them. I don't really like how they did that whole thing and what they're fucking doing to my people that I hire. You okay if I come with you?
You want to join us,
Oh,
Dr. Core?
It seems as though that if I were to stay around and I were to allow all of you to leave, that I would also become a criminal.
I mean, there was no body.
I mean,
There's a grave right there,
Oh, yes, well, true.
and there's a little.
an unmarked grave. Let's be.
So there's a thing about most of the dead bodies that work for within the the government, they usually have a tracker, magical one of means. If you hadn't have used that, within 24 hours, that body would have stood back up and went back into the undead army.
Well, I'm glad that I gave him a proper burial.
Yes, it's a good thing. Also, that grave's on my front lawn, so that's a whole thing.
How far away did we walk away from?
I imagine it's on my front lawn because Merish just dug a grave.
No,
Get
I
your
did say
body off my lawn.
I did say I would go to the outskirts of his land.
Okay. So we would have gone to the outskirts of his land for this.
It's also really close to his house, and he's the only house within miles. Within fucking miles.
Dr. Core, we didn't mean to get you in trouble. Would it help if we just roughed you up a bit?
No. I'm a terrible liar.
Well,
I mean-
here's the, if you think that the only course of action is for you to come with us, then by all means.
I am a terrible liar.
Then by all means you should join us.
And we can't simply leave little Miss Hope here.
Oh, absolutely not.
Don't forget about Grim.
And Grim, of course.
Grim. Wait,
Like
what
me
is
to
Grim?
friends, to be honest.
You have a slime on your head.
Ooh, I do too. Look,
And
Don't touch them, they're evil.
Farron, Mr. Realmgazer, give him a tap.
Don't touch him, he's evil.
And he glows.
I
Again. And then he stops glowing. He's
Just out of the excitement of almost being tapped.
yeah. It's like a clapper.
yeah.
And he just turns off.
All right. So. Go.
Evil?
Don't listen to him.
These little bastards.
Listen, Merish made a mistake a while back where he went into the wrong room. Some of them are a little feisty and don't know how to control their cantrips. I will admit that. These ones, harmless. They actually
Cantrips?
kind of help you. Yes. I've created these little slimes that have the ability to allow you to cast cantrips through them and hold off on them. So, some of them do damage. When they don't have a companion with them, they kind of just roam free.
So, to save all of the backtracking through it, would one of those happen to be... Oh god, I have to go to the spells again. Spells! View spells, please, and thank you. Okay. Spell level cantrip. Yes, please, thank you. I know you listed a lot. Would one of those happen to be... Did you mention create bonfire as one of them?
Yes.
Wait, not create bonfire, sorry.
Control flame?
Yeah, control flame.
Yes, control flame is one.
He might be a little helpful.
Listen, I'm about to take this entire house with us.
Then we won't need to worry about it.
Yeah, I guess so. Oh,
Wait.
yeah, you can definitely come with us.
Okay.
What?
I second.
I'm an artificer. You think I can't just take a house with me?
Mobile hoe?
I mean, I take my house with me and I hold up my bag.
Listen, honey, this is a lot cooler.
Hey, wait, when did you get my... And I look down to my belt and the bag is gone.
It is my house after all.
No,
Okay.
And I toss it to him.
legally, we're going to have to figure out some sort of agreement here because that is... I mean, I purchased it, and I still have some of my shit in there.
Like
Not
me
for
to take it out
long.
for you?
Huh?
Would you like me to take it out for you?
What, my shit? I mean, if...
You can keep it in my coat, Farron.
No, he can keep his stuff in my house for now. And I toss the bag back to Farron.
Aww.
I promise it is in good hands. I have not let it leave my side since I've bought it. I mean, how else would you be here if I wasn't taking good care of it?
Good. And I tap Blake, and he just keeps like light up. Because he's going to need to go into there sometimes, just because he only apparently has very little life in him. Dr. Core?
Mm-hmm.
Are you dressed for the cold?
I mean, my shell is insulated.
Turtle.
You know, I never thought about that. That would actually make sense.
He's got a little fleece lining in his shell.
It's like just part of the skeletal structure has been replaced with just a thin fleece line.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, I love it.
So he's like, so first things first, I'm gonna go grab the teleportation circle.
Mm-hmm.
He goes running into the house. Just wait there for a second. Comes back out. He's got a
I
rug.
try to remember for the life of me where that teleportation circle happened to be in Jaren. And the Jaren, more specifically, the Jaren mines, like...
Make me an intelligence check.
At advantage because it's my turf? Damn. Oh! Ooh! I have a point of inspiration that could make that better. What is my history? +1. That's a 10.
It's a 10. You don't remember there ever being a transportation circle in Jaren.
Let me re-jog my memory with an inspiration point.
Sure.
See if that helps. Nope, that's a 2. I'm sticking with 10.
Yeah, you don't remember there being a teleportation circle in Jaren. He comes out with a rug that is like a teleportation circle. Well, actually, he wouldn't do that. He'd just come out with like a chalk bit. And he's just like, all right, so, and a scroll. And he's like, okay. Yep. No, damn it, you don't know it. All right, I guess I gotta do this. Okay. Looks at the stone. It's like, okay. Wait, first things first. His mind's all jumbled. He goes off to like a part of the stone wall, presses a couple stones in. They open up, pulls a lever, and you just see the house shrink down into a small cube.
Oh my god! That's cool.
And you just look in. You just not look at it.
Ferron will look at Key and be like, hey, does this bag do that?
No, but we could put that in this bag.
Might be a good spot. Either that or I can just put it in my shell.
Oh, you could put it in your shell. That'd
Yes.
be quite a
He just
Shell's more important.
if you guys look into it, it's just like it's just a crystal, like a globe, like a crystal globe, like you would.
Globe.
Yeah, like a
Oh,
snow
wow.
globe, but it's just
Snow
it's the house on the inside.
That's cool. That's
So
like
it's just yeah.
That's incredible.
So, all right. So, hopefully I roll this. Hopefully I do this well enough. He's gonna roll to do the transportation.
Yes.
no.
Maybe
Big
maybe
D20.
maybe concentrate on this.
Dono,
area.
Yeah.
you already rolled a big D20?
Oh, yeah. No, I have not. Thank you for reminding me. 1 second.
Roll the
Big
big
D20.
D20.
Oh,
Oh my gosh.
What the?
Oh my god.
I just see
Let's go.
black.
It's got the big D20 manages to get caught.
Didn't roll at all. It just landed on its side.
Oh,
Oh my god.
What'd I get?
What did you get?
It's cat.
Dude,
Throws
just
it.
yeet it.
This is intelligence. Transportation is a 5th level spell, correct?
teleportation?
Yeah, teleportation.
The spell teleportation?
Yes.
I think that's 7th level.
7th?
I could be wrong, though. Hold on, let me look.
Look at...
Teleport.
I have one.
The spell teleport. 7th. The spell instantly transports you and up to 8 willing creatures of your choice that you can see within range, or a single object that you can see within range to a destination you select. If you target an object, it must be able to fit entirely inside a 10-foot cube, and it can't be held or carried by an unwilling creature.
Cool.
Teleportation circle, I'm pretty sure, is like 3rd level or something like that.
Alright.
Teleportation.
Cool. So this just barely worked.
Oh,
Hey.
good.
He rolled a 13 with a +4 intelligence.
Oh, good.
So he needed a 17 to make it.
Nope, teleportation circle is 5th level.
Oh, so then he totally made it. Cool.
Yeah.
No, you guys are just... As he draws the circle and transports you all into Jaren. As you guys enter into what is a dusty old basement of a weird building. You can see like some barrels off to the side. And
all right,
it smells
we're in
little...
my turf now. I'm going to be asking a lot of questions. Do I recognize this basement?
You didn't spend a lot of time in too many basements in your time, and as you guys' like ears begin to kind of loosen up and get back to normal,
Just
you begin to hear the sound of
pinky in
laughter
the air,
like laughter and music up above, and you realize you're in a tavern.
Oh, shit.
Drinks.
Well, you did it, but this will be okay.
Oh, good.
I have a couple of ground rules. First of all, we're not going up to the white scale. We're trying to go as quickly as we
Cora's
can.
already left the room, by the way.
What, Mr.
Merish
This
follows.
is to the rest of everybody as we're walking up the stairs. He's just going, we're going to the White Scale Mountains, but just play it cool, okay? There are a few people around here who haven't seen me in a while. I will talk to them.
Do I get to meet your
They're
brother?
mainly friendly people, but just be careful. Some of them are a bit rambunctious. What did you say, Merish?
Do I get to meet your brother?
Maybe when we get up to the White Scale Mountains, but none of my folk have come down from their tribe other than me. So that will be the most important part of this. But while we're here, these are the folk that I met when I left. They're fine. Some of them are rambunctious. Okay.
As you
Just be
hear,
careful.
Small panic.
as you hear Core coming up the stairs, and as you're doing this whole conversation, you hear people go, "Hey!"
Hey! Hello!
And as you enter in, Gary's just sitting at a table drinking with everyone, as he's surrounded by two dwarves, a tiefling, and a couple other different patrons that are all sitting around as he's telling a tale.
Well, he fit in rather quickly.
He makes friends quick. I like him.
I would
Yeah.
imagine that if he knew there was a teleportation circle here, that he maybe spends some time here quite often.
Ha. Ha. Good
Well,
point.
you
I'm
know,
gonna sneak up to that table too.
Okay.
that is a very good point. I
You
have somewhere to go.
As you sneak up to the table, you hear the tale being told. He's like, okay, and then somebody decided to come sneak into my house and try out the pool. And you know what fucking happened? I found their bones the next morning in Jimbo. I don't think they knew what the difference between a gelatinous cube and a pool was in it. Whew, I got in trouble.
I will walk away from Dr. Core and back to the group and go, I believe he is quite well here if we would like to keep going.
Yeah.
Did you know that he had a gelatinous cube that ate a person that was in a pool?
That I didn't know.
You talking about
I'm
Jimbo?
Yes.
Key, I'm just as new to this as you are.
I
I'm
met him
defaulting.
once. He's not so bad.
Well,
I love the cubes.
if Dr. Core already has his plan set, then we already have ours. Let's get going.
No. Then, where are you going? I was just making delightful conversation. I'm coming with you.
Oh, right.
I'm with you. You were just having a whole thing down there. I thought you were just telling all the noobs, or new people to watch out for things. Hi, Hope.
Oh, yeah, I was.
Would you like
Thank you.
Hope, would
Thank
you like
you.
a boost up and be able to see the city?
Yes.
Okay. As he plops you up on top of his shell, and you're able to sit up there. And he just pulls a little switch, and you are actually given like a nice little seat on top of his shell.
Oh, that's so cute. Okay.
Let's go.
I used to have a friend that was a gnome when I was growing up and adventuring out and about, who would shit upon my shell as we were going about, because he had these tiny little legs.
He would what?
He
You would sit.
would shit on my shell. Sit on... No. Freaking...
I
I understand that sometimes this accent is not great. It's something I picked up when I first came into this world.
Dr. Court, put the drink down. You're slurring your words.
Merish! I've barely had a drop, boy. I swear. It is just... One of the first people that ever taught me common when I came into this place was a very good man, but he had this very thick accent. He was just dwarvish gentleman that drank a lot and thick.
Was his name
white...
Sean?
Yes, but it was very strange. Sean Jones. It's a very interesting individual.
I thought it was. I guess I must have confused him with my friend Sean Connery.
Oh, very interesting name. I don't
He never worked for Craig, did he?
Who?
Craig, the dwarf guy that I was the.
Oh
foreman.
No. This is he's from a whole different area.
Oh, right.
I actually I'm not originally from VALMIRAH.
That's news to me. Well, I'm glad to see that you know almost as much, if not more, about Jaren than I do. We're just gonna keep going.
Sure. As you leave,
I'm looking. First things first. I'm looking around, seeing if there's anybody I recognize.
Okay.
Like immediately around.
You can see like faces of what is like dwarves, different races and such like that. Dwarves, tieflings. There are some shifters that you can see that are working. You know, some people that you probably would have spot within the mines, just like faces and spots like that.
There's faces in the crowd, not anybody that I know.
Like you were definitely. Obviously, it's a mining town. They go through people a lot, and there's a lot of workers. You did have, like, you were either
I had a little bit more permanent residency.
Yeah, you had a bit of permanent residency. You, they obviously went through, like, seasonal shifts. Like, there would be people that would be there for months on end and then leave and go home for a little bit. Think of it like an oil rig, where you stay there for 3 months at a time and then you go and such. You were more inclined to know the people that were in charge because you stayed there more often, and they made a note to actually get to know you because you were a solid person there. And so
none of them are here.
You knew where you would usually find them, which would probably be near and around the mine. There's also like a hotel.
I would definitely be recommending we go in that direction.
Okay, so you go towards.
Depending on where we ended up in Jaren, that would be the direction we're going, to the mountains anyway. So,
what is this freaking thing? Oh my gosh! I'm looking for things right now. I'm trying to figure out. Okay, so the name of the tavern is the Mantis Kings, not drink.
The Mantis Kings?
Yes, the Mantis Kings drink.
Mantis Kings drink. Yep.
Okay.
Know it like the back of my hand.
No, you don't.
No, I don't.
I don't know. Do you? Do you want it to?
So the Jayrin. So
you didn't give me much information about Jayrin.
Okay. Ferron's time in Jayrin, like you said, was a lot around the mines. I will leave it up to you how well Ferron knows Jayrin outside of the mines, like outside of the general mine area. So if you want him to know about it, he'll know about it. If you don't want him to know about it, then I will elect not to know about it. How far away from the mine is this place? Can I tell that much?
This is about an hour to 2 hours away.
Yeah, I would have no fucking clue.
I guess the question is how much did Ferron like to drink?
We're gonna get to that point. But this is nowhere near my the area that I know well enough. We need to start heading that way. We are on a timetable after all.
Yes.
Can I grab a drink from?
Yes. They hand you a to-go cup. They say they say 2 silver.
Okay, I give them 2 silver, and I look at it. That was quite lovely. Thank you so much for your kind patronage, and I give him 3 silver.
You have yourself a lovely day, that lad. And you just see this not very short, probably humanoid, just like kinked over man with like just this big old bushy beard, bald head with like an eye that's missing. And you just kind of like, tooth gone.
Mr. Realmgazer, they have to-go cups. Would you like one?
Yes, please.
I'll take one.
Yes, I was going to get you one anyway. I'm gonna get another one for Ferron, and I'm gonna get a little tiny shot glass for Merish.
You're putting in the shot glass.
Aww.
Do you have that's Fireball?
Now wait a minute. He needs to start light. He's just turned.
I lean in, and I'm.
You're not here.
I lean into the door. Listen,
Oh.
I have a little friend who's new to the warmth of a drink.
Oh my goodness.
And I would just like to give him something a little fiery, just a little bit though, because we need to keep him in his sorts.
You're giving me a wine cooler?
He is getting you a Mike's Hard Lemonade right now. Is what's
Goes
happening.
over and just hands you a cup, a little tiny cup, and he's just like, here.
The name, sir.
Just call me T.
Oh, thank you, T. And I will give him the tiniest of kisses on his bald head, and I will gather my drinks.
Good luck.
And I will. Thank you.
Like the scene in Snow White. Just...
Yeah.
Oh
and
my God.
I'll hand Merish his very tiny glass. Don't get me in trouble. Or do, I don't mind. And I give him his glass. And then I nudge Ferron and I hand him his as well.
Merish, your last molting was your age of maturity, right?
Yes.
Then you're fine. You're not gonna get in trouble, Key. And I look to Key.
Well, I don't mind a little bit of trouble anyway.
I liked it last time, and I just gulp the whole thing down.
All right, make me a con save.
Oh
Oh,
my.
God.
Oh no.
Oh no. Oh God.
21.
Oh, you get
21!
add 3 because you're within. No, add 4 because you're within 10 feet of me.
25.
25.
Okay.
It's okay. I rolled a natural 18.
Okay.
Yep.
You failed. The
Oh.
two.
No.
Jesus! On what?
A guaranteed failure. No.
You had to roll a natural 20 on this because you said he's new to the touch of. You said that he was new to drinking. This dude was just like, all right, we're gonna start him rough. Gave him the hardest fucking liquor in the place that he could.
Of course they did.
He's just like, all right, this is gonna be fun. How far out of the tavern are you, by the way, before you take the shot of this?
We've been walking like maybe 15 seconds.
It depends on how long it took her to catch back up to the group.
Okay. Okay, so you're probably out a little bit. All right. We'll see the effects slowly coming through. You just begin to feel your body feel very warm. Like that nice, warm, chilled, like your body relaxes a little bit. You're still walking.
I'm walking along, and I I know I saw Merish do that, and I'm just walking like, all right, thinking to himself, all right, now I've got to keep an eye on him, make sure that nothing happens, and I'm looking.
Of course I failed.
And I'm looking, and I'm looking, and is any and would I know? I wouldn't know.
I don't know. You've seen.
I wouldn't.
Listen, you've seen dwarves drink like crazy. You think a shot's nothing.
Yeah, I'm like I can translate a shot to a person of Merish's size.
Let's get this straight. Ferron, you've seen dwarves and giants drink.
Yep.
What in that mindset?
Merish,
what is that to you for drinking?
a shot to me is nothing, but I think Ferron.
He is a little tiny lizard folk that just.
Merish has a little itty bitty tiny guy.
Yeah.
I know that a small thing for me translates to a big thing for him. Like I'm not that stupid.
Yeah. All right.
So I'm like, oh dear God.
All right. So we're gonna do a little bit of fast forwarding. You guys are gonna travel up to the hotel, or up to what is the apartments that are given. You are granted access because they do know who you are, Ferron. You see a lady dwarf that is there, and she.
Good afternoon, fellas.
Hello. Ferron, it's been a while. This is
yes.
This is Karen, the dwarf lady.
Karen,
the dwarf lady. She has been the secretary that has been working there. She works there almost as much as you do. And she goes, so you staying? You've been gone for a while.
I realize that, Karen. Well, I finally made ties with somebody who wasn't a dwarf, if you can believe that.
Really?
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Merish.
Yeah, say hello to my new friends, party, crew, whatever you want to call them. This is Merish, little lizard folk wizard, quite adept at cooking.
I am a warlock, thank you very much.
Little wizard, warlock, interchangeable, sir. Sure. And these two, I'm going to be honest, this is a little bit of a weird meetup because only these two, and I point at Merish and Yip, are the ones that I have come to know over the course of this. These two are fairly new, and I point to Hope and Key. But regardless, Key, adept fighter, slightly undead, don't worry about that part.
Gary just looks at you and just is like, what, am I just a turtle?
Well, I thought you knew everybody. Karen, do you know Gary and Core, don't you?
No, I don't. She doesn't know who I am.
Oh, well, let me introduce you to Dr.
The
Gary
mines
and Core.
here.
Well, let me introduce you to Dr. Gary and Core.
How's it going?
And it's technically my sponsor for my adventuring team. Laxos has this whole thing with adventuring parties.
Yes. You wouldn't happen to know the boss of this place. Do you guys need a slime to clean your cave?
We didn't ever need to clean the...
They're very good at cleaning up rocks and other organics.
Well, Karen, you can definitely talk to Darian Core about it.
Yeah, I'll leave my cart, and he leaves his cart.
Core leaves his cart?
Yeah, Core leaves his cart.
Insight check. Is Karen flirting with Ferron?
Go for it.
back in my character sheet.
We have an entirely professional relationship as far as Ferron is
did
concerned.
awful too.
Oh,
Yeah,
Nine.
then you
Nine.
then
It is
the
fucking obvious to everyone in the room except for Ferron that this lady is yeah.
So I silently signed to Yip. Fairy's got a girlfriend.
Yip signs back. She's got competition with Cherry.
Oh no.
beautiful.
Ferron doesn't see any of this and continues talking to Karen like a normal person. So,
you have
Karen,
you have the condition of lady blindness, and I'm sorry.
I know it's a curse. It's a curse.
Can I do something?
Sure.
Because he doesn't realize this, I'm gonna cast Mage Hand and just scoot him forward, closer to her.
You can do that, but Ferron, you just feel like a little push on your back.
Anyway, we need a couple of rooms.
I love Hope so much.
We need a couple of rooms to stay in for later. Do you think you could make some accommodations for us?
Right. Honestly, I have one room that you could stay in. But for a group of like yourself, technically for employees only.
Mr. Realm Gazer, we don't have to stay here. We could find some other means of places if you wish.
And Farron, your room is always open.
Fair.
Oh, we could stay in your room, Mr. Realm.
Fairy.
Granted,
Oh,
Don't
They are-
forget about the Assel K.
oh, right. That is.
The what?
Sorry,
Sorry?
Karen. That's my
Oh,
fault.
it's a, yeah, it's nothing. Yes, I'll just keep. It's good to know that my room is always open. Well, thank you.
Just
we will
for
probably
you,
be coming back
Fairy.
here at
underneath
some
her
point.
breath.
Uh-oh, I'm
the
out.
rest-
Hold on. My internet cut out. I
Oh,
missed
no!
like the last 5 seconds. What happened?
It's okay. Underneath of, like, by the way, she made an underlined comment of, you can stay in a certain room, and then she brought up Farron's room.
Yeah,
Everybody
and
caught
it's
that.
her
Except,
room.
yeah.
Yeah. I don't want to believe that Ferron has turned into like the hopeless a romantic or ace. Like,
It's not to be like ace or anything like that. It's the mere fact of this happens to a lot of guys that
Yeah.
actually have like a lot of potential and such like that. And it's just a funny and I can see it a lot
Sitting there
within
going,
Farron.
I'm hitting on you.
Yeah.
yeah,
Hello.
yeah.
Dippy, if it makes you
Ferron,
any, if it
Ferron really needs it spelled
Dippy,
out for him.
if it makes you feel any better, I had this problem, and my wife literally had to fucking bite me in the chest to let me know that she was interested in me, and then I started dating her. Okay?
Oh my god. Oh my god. Yeah. Farron's definitely got that hardcore.
It's a perfectly fine thing. It just means that you're like there's other things
No,
that are more
yeah.
interesting to you. It's not a bad
Oh yeah,
thing.
definitely.
It's just it can be a little, it can be funny and very cute. So
No, I gotcha.
so yeah.
It's fine.
Okay,
It's fine.
It's fine.
So
Just it's fine.
It just means
It's
a
fine.
very strong and assertive woman is going to eventually come into your life and not be like, hey!
Fucking dating right now. That's
Oh,
what's
God.
happening.
Anyway, I thought we were playing a game of D&D.
Yeah,
Yeah. Anyway,
We just wanted to reassure you that we love your character.
so So, how tight of a schedule are we actually on above table?
Pretty
are
damn
we,
tight. You guys
we're
have.
trying to get there
You
as
guys are
fast
on
as
day.
possible, right?
Like you guys have 3
Yeah,
days, and
we're-
you're on day 3. After this one, you have 2 days left, and
Yeah, we're
it
on,
probably
like,
takes you about a day to get to your tribe.
I know. So the question becomes: we have to rest at some point. Do we make the day trek? Do we make the day trek now, or do we rest and then make the day trek?
We make it now.
Make it now, and then we rest later when we're closer. That way, I'm not as exhausted if we come across things
Sure.
closer to whatever they're doing.
Hey, Karen.
Yes.
You wouldn't
Yes.
happen to know if and I'm gonna give you a name that I would equate to like the quartermaster, someone who would be give out a.
Dude, hopefully that didn't show. My side.
You wouldn't-
We're gonna crop
you-
top, guys.
you
We're
wouldn't-
You're good.
You wouldn't happen to know if Darig is around, would you?
Give me a second.
Because I need to ask him a very important question.
I'm sorry to tell you this, but maybe he's currently on a little bit of a business trip. Sorry.
Unfortunate. Who's then?
He will be back in the next 3 days.
That's not enough time. Who's running the quartermastery right now?
That would be. And she looks
Let me check my notes. And he just starts
As
tapping. She just starts tapping away on a little dwarf computer.
She begins, like, you see just a crystal.
Yep.
Long acrylic nails just tapping away.
Oh.
Secretary nails. It looks as though it's been Charles that's put in charge.
Charles.
Yeah, he's a new gentleman. That's important.
Well, let's hope Charles can answer my question as good as Derek did. All right,
What?
everybody, let's head to the mines. We're not going too far.
I'll
We
send a
just have to
message
get-
ahead of time for you, so he can meet you at the front.
Thank you, Karen. As
Have
always.
a lovely day.
You too.
Bye.
Bye-bye. And he will exit out the door without another word. Hoping that everyone is following behind him.
Yeah.
Hey, slow down, fairy.
Merish, it is at this time that the rest of the alcohol probably begins to kick in.
Oh boy.
And you feel your tongue begin to slip and become very numb.
Oh
And
boy.
your face become a little more red. Actually, because you can change color, your entire scales become red, like in pinkish.
boy. And then Farron
And a little
notices
more
this and he's
weak.
like,
Your speed drops to half.
oh no. Merish?
What's going on, fairy?
Oh dear God. What did you give him, Key?
I didn't. It was, to be fair, I don't really know.
Wow. Well. Whatever it is impeding our progress.
Wrong with nothing, me.
Yeah, there's definitely nothing wrong with you. Let me go ahead and I like move to like grab him under the arms and just like place him on a shoulder if I can.
Whee!
And I'll just like shoulder him and I'll continue walking to the quartermaster.
All right. You see Garion behind too. Phew.
So who all is with us? We've got
You've got
myself-
everyone.
we have Hope, Key, Ferron, Yip, Merish, and Dr. Gary and Cole.
Mhm.
Okay. That's our 6 right now.
Yes, that is the 6.
Okay. You got it. All right.
Got it.
I'm on the level now. All right.
Yes.
Cool.
You got the vibe.
Yes, I'm on the level. All right. So we keep going.
Yeah.
And I would
Sorry.
make my way over to the quartermaster.
Okay. What's everybody's passive perception?
Passive perception. Well, mine is 19.
19.
12.
12. Merish? Doesn't matter, actually.
Marriage, it doesn't matter.
Right now,
16.
16. Okay. Dippy and Raquel, your character's passive perceptions. As you get closer and closer to the mountain, you see a few little things moving about.
Like on the mountain or at the base of it?
Yeah,
On
like
the mountain.
like it's like bits of snow is just moving about.
Like living
Oh,
snow?
no.
Like
You can make me a perception check.
snowballs? Sure.
Is my 19 enough to tell me exactly what that is?
No,
No.
it just lets you know that there's something there.
22.
Oh.
22. Okay.
Oh dear. I mean, I have one inspiration point left, but I don't want to use it because it's kind of funny that I got a 13. No, 14. Sorry. Perception. Expertise in these eyes, ladies and gentlemen.
Expertise. Raquel, Key sees that looks like either like some kind of like it's a white kind of dog, like a little bit of like dogs or like puppies or something. It's weird, like little fuzzy creatures, little white things with like black noses.
Are there puppies in the mountains, Mr. Realmgazer?
DM.
Make me a history check.
I want to pet the puppy.
Oh my god.
Wow, I should not be doing this terribly for being in my hometown.
I will let Gary and Core also make a roll because he knows.
God damn. I got a 9. It's really has been a while since I've been in
18.
Jaren, guys.
Gary and goes, actually, yeah, winter wolves live. There's actually a good amount of them that live within these mountains and nearby.
Winter Wolves puts 2 and 2 together in my own brain, doesn't it?
Yeah, what?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a pack or a few packs that live around in this area. They usually come down during like the summertime to hunt.
They're important. We need to keep an eye on them. Because they are tied to our quarry.
Okay.
In fact, they're probably so important, the quartermaster is not going to surpass that in importance. Let me ponder that for a moment. No, I don't think it does. We need to follow them. Like now.
Okay.
Like now.
This is unusual for them. And we need to go now.
Okay.
Alright, we go.
Yes, we're going. And I'm like, how close did we get to the quartermaster before this happened?
You guys
Like
are
with
probably about like a mile away from it.
A
So
mile.
you can see what looks to be like an Earth Genasi just right outside of this large-ish cave entrance, and like some different machines going in to go do digging and such. And he's just kind of like sitting, looking. And you guys just turn and look there and go.
Oh man. Those wolves are really important.
I don't understand how important.
Didn't our missing friend is also missing with one of such wolves, isn't she? Yep. Yes, so
And
the fact that there are more of them around and they are ignoring
BT dubs. Hope you can 100% connect mind link with Yip and translate everything
And just
he's
talk.
saying.
Yeah.
So if you ever want to do that, you can do that.
I can help, guys.
doing a very
no,
good job.
Merish. Can I like dump something
we've
into
been
him to
raiding.
help him?
Hey, Outcast Guild, how's it going?
Outcast Guild.
Woo!
Hello, Outcast Guild.
I
Refresh your
can't-
pages, please, and thank you.
I just need 10 minutes, and we can all talk in our heads.
Dono,
Yeah.
is there something that I can dump into Merish to help get rid of this a little faster? Like if I lay on hands to him,
Nah, that's disease. Poison. Well, I guess...
5 HP, dumping 5 HP into a creature to cure a disease or neutralize a poison.
I mean... No,
Which I would
because it wouldn't
more
be food poisoning, because that's mushrooms.
Oh, I can't
Is it
cure
alcohol?
drunkenness.
Well, if he
I
got
can't
drunk
cure
enough, it'd be alcohol poisoning, which is the poison condition.
And I think this is beyond that point. Wouldn't you agree?
This is kind of this is a drunken condition, but it's like a whole... It's not, it's just giving him half speed, because he's just really relaxed.
Can I lesser restoration him?
Think of it as calm emotion, but like to a crank to 11.
Can I lesser restoration him then?
Yeah, you can do that.
I'll
think
use
that
a
would
second
work.
level slot and I'll have lesser restoration, Merish.
Okay. So, Merish, you...
So I'm just holding him and I'm just like, well, if you really think you can help, and you feel a bolt of energy pass through you, Merish, and you feel the drunken effect just lift.
Okay, so whoa, that was weird.
Yeah,
We need to do that again.
yeah, don't drink any of the alcohol around here until I look at it first. Again, that will not be helpful. And I like set you down.
So I kind of gather some things, and I spend the 10 minutes, and I ritually cast Raise Telepathic Bond.
Ooh.
8 willing creatures within range, linked for the duration. Creatures with intelligence 2 or less are unaffected by the spell.
What's the duration?
So all the slimes can't
1
connect
hour.
with you guys, but...
An hour.
Yeah, wait, what?
The slimes...
Does the slime?
No,
the
the
slime
slimes
has an
can't.
intelligence.
They have like an intelligence of like 1, so...
So if
Yeah.
the spell ends, the targets can communicate telepathically through a bond, whether or not they have a common language. The communication is possible over a distance, so it cannot exceed to other planes.
Over a distance of cannot exceed to other planes. Is
Yeah,
what I
it's a
heard.
pretty good distance.
What is this
That's a
called?
good telepathic bond.
Yep.
Do those wolves go away? Do those wolves disappear into the mountains? over
They're
the
just
course of
sitting
that
up
10
there.
minutes? Oh, they're sitting up there.
Yeah, they're just playing.
Oh, I thought they were moving. I thought they were like, I thought they were running through the snow in the mountains. They're important, but we can do other shit first. Wow, that was a massive brain aneurysm on Dippy's
Like if you
part.
guys just
Not
sat and just like observed for a little bit, they're just kind of sitting. Every once in a while, like you can just tell that there's like a bunch of little just wolves just playing around. And then
Yeah,
they
we
just
need
sit
to
and
go
just
up
kinda,
there.
Like,
We
make
need
eye
to go up-
contact with you every once in a while.
We need to go up there eventually. Let's go to the quartermaster first and keep an eye on where they are.
Yeah.
And we go. Oh my god.
Okay.
I thought they were moving and we had to catch them.
No, they were
No, they're just sitting. They're just chilling. All right. Chilling. Get it? Ice Wolf?
You guys all have telepathic bond though. How long does that last, by the way?
An hour?
An hour?
An hour.
Oh, okay, cool. So you make it to the quartermaster. What do you want to ask Charles? There's this Earth Genopsy with golden, blonde hair. He is of a like green skin color
Ooh,
with a
like mossy stone.
yeah, like a massy stone. Underneath, you can see that it is actually like a gray stone and such, but is more of a such or whatever. He has a.
Does he have a moss beard?
Yeah, he has a mossy. It's
Aw.
all a bunch of fuzz. He has
That's
a
great.
bunch of fuzz all over his body, but he has like a small mushroom that
love it.
grows on like the back part of his back.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I take it you're Charles.
Yeah.
Well,
What can I do for you?
you wouldn't happen to have, within our supplies right now, potions of restless sleep, would you? Harkening back to a couple of episodes ago, quite a few episodes ago, where we had a potion that would allow us to continue to walk and gain the effects of a long rest. I'm asking for those.
He goes, that's a fucking thing?
So that's a no, is what that is a no.
That's a thing?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, I didn't know that was a thing either.
How much are those?
Uh,
Gary and Cora pipes up and says, usually about 25 gold to make them.
It's only 25 gold.
Darian, could you make these?
Yeah. I'm
What
an
do you
alchemist
need?
artificer.
Garion, would you be so kind as to talk to Charles and gather the materials that you need to make these potions with him?
Goes into a shell, hands him a list with the first bit of things to be able to start it. He's like, this is everything that you're going to need. I would suggest probably hiring an artificer. Goes back to the shell. Here's a couple of them that I trust. Don't tell them that I was the one that informed you. Also, you don't have my name.
I don't think I used his name in our interaction, but if we did, then I would say
He
that
did leave his
thing.
card earlier, and he just realized that he kind of fucked up on that.
He's a nice
We'll-
guy.
We'll go back and we'll amend
It's
that.
fine. It's fine. It's fine.
Karen doesn't pay attention to half of the business cards that people leave her anyway.
That's good to know. I'm only a criminal.
Exactly.
You didn't hear that, Charles. As he waves his
Charles
hand.
is just standing there like in
Listen,
complete
that's everything that you
dumbfounded.
need. Those are the steps that you're going to need to do it. I would suggest having somebody that actually knows what they're doing it, so you don't fuck it up. Because if you do, then it just all goes to waste. It gives the person sleep. It makes it so they can work throughout the night without having to sleep, and it gives them the long rest, or the ability of if they have slept the entire time.
And it's exactly what we need right now, but if we don't have any from you, then we are just going to have to go without them.
I wish you had told me that you needed that earlier.
I wish
Like,
I
well,
had to.
If you guys were on your way, could have made a bunch of them.
Yeah,
If we ever get to a stopping point, I can probably make one or two.
How quickly could you make 6?
Takes me about probably 6 days.
6 days.
Well, okay, it takes about 4 hours each potion, but I like to take breaks when I'm doing them.
Yeah, we don't have that kind of time on our hands. Apparently, so. And if we're not getting any from here, no offense, Charles. Then
Not. He's just gonna walk away. He's like, "What the fuck is going on?"
poor Charles, he just started quartermastering and he already has somebody that he doesn't recognize. Oh God. Well, that was basically no help.
I mean, it was a little bit of help.
Yeah,
It
you
did take you a
provide
long time to
recipe.
actually ask me a question, though.
Yeah, it did. I'm not exactly excited to be back at this place.
You know, I'm a little curious. Why is it that you didn't think to ask if I could do certain things after seeing me shrink my house down?
Because that was literally an hour ago? Question mark. How long has it taken
It's
for him
because
to
Fairy
make?
is not the brightest tool in the shed. It's okay.
Merish, I don't think that was quite nice.
I'm gonna
Sorry,
check
Fairy, that
everyone
was
else's
kind of
intelligence scores. I mean, me me and Achillia are tied for lowest intelligence at 12. At 12.
I never
Which
said I
is
was smart.
15.
So take that.
All right. You guys go with the wolves?
Yes, absolutely.
We're gonna go to the wolves
Alright,
now.
then. All right. So you guys make a small trek up to halfway up the mountain, or halfway up, not halfway up the mountain, halfway up the cliff to where
The cliff. It's
up
just a
the side-
sheer drop.
Whatever,
Yeah.
whatever. And up to the side of where the pups are.
Yeah.
And they're all just sitting there.
I would
they're
be-
waiting.
I would
You see like a small group of them.
I have natural climbing, like
Yeah.
as a Goliath, but I think everyone else needs like a little bit of help with that.
It's like
so
a
I
stepping situation. You guys can make it
Yeah.
up there. Some of you like slip and fall, but
Yeah,
that
this
Gary's
is
also
my home turf. This is my
Gary's
home turf. I
also
would be
able
helping
to
everybody
like
along.
just make, because an artificer's ability is just to make a tool happen.
Yeah.
So he can just procure climbing tools and just shoots them and just makes it happen. So he's like, all right, I've got you. Yes, that's a thing that artificers can just do. They can just
Yeah,
make
it
tools
is.
They
happen.
can Spidey
They're really
sling.
cool. They're really cool, you guys.
It's
I just
awesome.
imagine Spidey slinging, like, climbing
Mwah.
around him.
Hey, bud, you want to go get your mama? You want one of my tackle tokens?
Always.
The reusable washable tokens that
Okay. You guys make it up to where the pups are. They are a beautiful, pearlescent white, black nose, white winter wolf pups. They're about the size of a normal, I would say probably a 4-month husky.
Try to pet one.
They just kind of sit there and they're just like,
hold.
I go right up and I try to pet one.
Hold on, Key, please.
one just kind of like backs up a little bit and just goes,
Oh, I'm sorry.
oh no, you're fine.
Oh, you talk!
Yeah,
That's
I
so
forgot about that part.
Yeah, Mama told us to come get you.
Yes, please.
Wait, Mom?
Yes.
Take us to her with much haste.
She also said to take you to where the other big ones like him are, cause Daddy,
You know where Armando
Daddy
is?
sent there. Daddy sent there. Daddy sent? Daddy? Am I saying that correct? Daddy? This little
You
pup
want-
is like
You want
yeah,
us to go?
contemplating the words that are coming out of his mouth.
You're doing fine. You want us to go to my village because your pack leader would be there, or
Yes. Daddy spent going that way. And thinking we meet him there.
perfect.
A meeting of wolves and big giant kin.
Yep.
They aren't great at speaking. They're pups.
But they're so
You're doing.
cute.
You're
They are little
great.
tiny winter pups, winter wolf
You're-
pups.
Oh.
You're doing great. Now, please, with much haste, take us to.
Us to your leader.
You just see one of
Take
the
us
pups,
to your leader.
You see one of the pups jump from behind on this one that's trying to like speak and just shove its head into the snow. It's like,
Well, no, that wasn't
let's do
very
it.
nice.
And he just takes off.
Okay, follow the leader, everybody. Yeah, oh boy.
These pups are booking it. Like you guys are gonna have to run.
Yeah, we're running.
They are like going they are not making double dashes, but they like check every once in a while as an action back.
Yep.
But their movement speed is 60.
Yeah,
guys are dumb.
we're running.
Yeah. So you guys are having to run. Gary and Corey's like shaking hope on his shelf.
Just shell is just vibrating like it's just like the backpack going up and down on a
Yeah.
biker running. Yeah.
Roll me 100.
A D100?
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Hopefully not.
Or was that directed at me?
Anybody that wants to roll a D100.
Oh, anybody that wants to. I'm rolling a D100.
Yeah.
Guys, I just rolled 100. Oh.
The
Microphone.
first time.
Let me see.
Yeah, Dono, I'm not joking. I'm not joking. I'm not joking. I rolled
Give me that.
100. I'm not joking. 0, 00. That's 100. I'm not joking. That just happened.
21.
Oh my god.
Hey Dono, can I use this?
What is it? Yeah, you can totally use that.
63.
98.
98.
Oh
Yes.
my god. A 98 and a 100.
I love the golf ball.
So I've got a 63, a 98, a 100, and a 21.
1. Yeah.
21.
I love the D100s.
I don't know whether I love or hate the fact that I'm the one that got a 100 on my home turf. I don't know whether to love or hate that.
Oh, what does it do?
Knowing Dono, you should hate it.
Knowing
Yeah.
Dono, yeah, that's probably true.
Okay.
Okay. So you die on the spot. No.
Oof.
Lightning
Dippy.
rain.
All of a sudden, there's a Tarrasque that
Please
pops
roll
up.
me
Oh god.
2d4.
2d4. 3 total.
3.
3.
As you guys are running through this snow, the pups suddenly stop,
The Ferron skids to a halt.
drop to the ground,
Mm-hmm.
make perception checks.
Oh good god.
The pups are currently 100 feet ahead of you. They run forward a little bit.
24.
24? Okay. With this perception, you begin to feel the ground shaking beneath you. I need you all to make stealth checks
Stealth?
as you see the pups just disappear.
I am immediately covering myself in snow.
I'm immediately doing
And
the thing.
I'm immediately covering myself in snow, and I'm urging everybody else to do the same.
Okay.
I'm doing the thing. I'm gonna get up by a tree and shift
Okay.
myself and.
Oh, that's cool.
So you go invisible. I still need you to make a stealth check.
Oh yeah.
Mommy gave you her cloak.
Natural 20.
Oh, nice.
Okay,
do
natural 20.
I get advantage because of the snow?
Yeah, I'll give you advantage on that.
Thank you. That was a
Ninja.
okay. One of those.
But I need a
The
D20.
the first one was a 9. The second one was a 17. So 17.
Ooh. Okay. Oh, do you want to take Gary's roll?
What was his roll?
It's 19 plus his dexterity. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So Garion quickly pops out a little tarp, and it just goes white over top of his face and covers up the both of you.
Yes.
To you, Hope. And all you guys see that comes out from the ground as you pop up is a giant multi-legged worm
Oh god damn it.
that begins to crawl across the ground,
Oh, I hate that. Thanks, Dono.
and then 4 smaller ones
Oh.
come out and begin to swivel around.
Oh. I feel like
Okay.
I landed like face up.
You see one just begin to like turn towards the pups, and you see the large one just bite down at it, correct it, and then they begin to move back in their direction. Are you guys doing anything?
No.
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 As they begin to disappear. Okay. Ferron. You feel the warmth of one of the pups come up to you through the snow.
Says just gently holding him.
Just it's very scary. At least you guys are wise enough to hide. We hide. Let's go. We should be clear.
Now?
Yeah. We should go now. Now.
Okay,
now.
Let's go.
Now.
Okay, we're going. Okay, we're going. We're going.
Well, I ain't sticking around. Fuck that.
Yeah, the fall.
Don't tell my mom I just swore.
Yeah. Oh.
I love them.
Okay.
Oh.
Can we keep him?
I plan to.
I plan to.
Okay.
We made friend.
So
we made friend with one. We made friend with one. We'll make family
Okay.
with another.
As you are going off and begin to make your trek even further, if you guys would please, as you get to
please.
As you're getting closer and closer to where you know where the tribe is, or would proportionally be, would you all make me Constitution saving throws?
Oh, great!
Ooh.
All of us.
Dippy, you have advantage because you're used to this cult environment.
Ayo, add a +4 if you're within 10 feet of me.
Boots of elven kind.
That just gives you advantage on stealth.
No, I've got something.
That's
winter kind.
Oh yeah,
the
then you're
boots
good.
of winter kind. Yeah, the boots of winter kind.
Oh, then you're good.
I'm resistant to cold.
So you have advantage.
That's advantage.
Yeah, it's also through. It's
I thought
also
boots of
trying.
winter kind was resistance, not immunity.
It's to fight
it would be-
exhaustion as well because you guys have.
Oh,
been
to fight
traveling
exhaustion in cold environments.
Yes.
My mountain born.
Yeah, I can tolerate temperatures as low as -50 degrees without any trouble. If you wear heavy clothes, you can tolerate temperatures as low as -100.
Okay.
How
we doing?
Mountain born, you don't suffer the penalties of being in high altitude.
17. Okay.
17.
Nice. Okay. But I need a D20.
Dono.
Yes.
Mountain born, you don't suffer the penalties for being in high altitudes.
Okay, then you're good.
I literally do not
Then
need
it's-
to make the save
then
for
it's
this.
It's just for travel.
Okay, sure. That would still be a 23.
Okay, then you're good.
Okay.
Okay. So, as long as everybody rolled over a 12, you should be good.
I
It's a
think
low
we did.
DC for this because it's a warmer day.
I think we did.
Hey, bud, I need you to. He's telling everyone good job, but yeah.
Hey.
Hey. All right. As you come closer and closer to the tribe, you're
Oh
greeted by
god,
the
my
sight.
internet again. No.
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 As you
My internet. My internet again.
okay. As you guys get closer to the front of the tribe, you are greeted by the vision of what is an orc that is from your tribe, because it's not fully giants. It's a mixture.
Oh yeah, it's
Yeah.
mostly Goliath, but yeah, there were others.
You know this to be an orc druid. That is one of the healers of your tribes.
The local
Who's
shaman?
currently tending to one of a wild polar bear. And
Just
tending
him?
Just him.
And this polar bear.
Yeah.
I tell the others to stand behind the ridge of where we appear. And I'm like, it'll be a lot easier if I do the talking up here. And I turn and I gather every ounce of breath into my sternum that I can. And I
As you go to do that,
I feel
right
I feel
in front
this
of the
pit in my stomach.
right in front of the orc right in front of the orc is one of the wolves that's just sitting there and talking to him.
I see this, I see this.
I rolled to
And
see if the pup was going to listen to you. It rolled a 19. It did not.
It did not.
It was impulse check.
Impulse check.
I'm sorry.
Those are my favorites.
I know.
I still have gathered up this breath for a purpose.
Okay, you can do it.
And I will call down to him with... I will call down to him with a tribal call.
Okay. Would you demonstrate the tribal call for it?
I knew you were gonna fucking ask. I should have. Okay. He brings. Starting from. Shut your mouth. This is important to me. This is like actually important world building stuff. Okay. Like I get it being funny, but this is like actually okay. So, starting with the hands at the side, he will bring his fists out into a kind of an extended cross formation. Open the palms, clap them together, and bring them to center. And he will yell in Giant, because I assume that the whole tribe would speak Giant.
Yeah.
My brother, I call to you. Just at the top of my lungs, bellowing down the mountain.
You hear in response, "My brother, I receive you!" As he looks off and sees you standing there, and he holds up his hand in reception.
I hold up mine in Giant.
Do you bring up? Now, is it just you, or do you bring friends?
I bring many friends.
Then guess we shall invite to the the tribe. This you know.
I turn to the group. I turn to the group. All right, you're good to come out.
Okay. This you know to be Dortam.
Dorham.
Dortam.
Dortam.
Dortan. D-R-O-T-A-N.
D-R-O.
Bud.
T-A-N.
My love. I love you. Please keep fond.
Jesus Christ, I wish that
Love you, Bud. You're being so cute.
I could understand people when they talk.
Dortan.
Tan. Gotcha.
Okay.
Mr. Realm
I go down.
What is this?
You can see a as you can not see, it is a mostly green skin orc that actually has small bits of actual frostbite skin upon his face, but is, instead of it being blackened, it is white from healed skin. So it is like dead skin, but it is whitened and pearlescent.
It's so good. Oh, it's so
upon
good.
his cheeks and such, and he has tattoos that run through or down through his neck right here and curve off to his chest. He is dressed upon a polar bear's coat and has robes that are tanned and warm. They look quite nice. He has blackened hair and what you would imagine is slight growth of fur upon his face, but where his skin is whitened, the facial hair also turns white.
Yep.
It is as if that part of his body has been bleached.
Oh my god, it's so badass.
He has he has white irises with purple blue, with purple hues.
My dear friend Dortan, it is great to make your acquaintance again.
How has your journey been? It's been years.
Long and arduous, and many.
Also, beard's new. I almost didn't recognize you.
Yeah, that was part of the job description. they gave me this, and I kind of tug at the belt, and
You've got belt and armor and a nice sword, and my God, man.
oh yeah, this sword is fucking cool. You should see what this sword can do. I mean, honestly.
Come on. Oh, why are you just talking to me? Come on, let's.
Yeah, we
Your
need to
father's
go.
waiting for you. He'd love to see you. Come on.
Oh, dear. Do you mean? Give me 1 second. 1 fucking second here. I look at him with a very like straight expression, and I go, "Colnus or Lorok?"
Hey.
Colnus being birth father, Lorok being den father.
Give me a second. I need to look at your character's background.
Yeah, please.
It's been a minute since I've read your character's backstory.
Yep. Within my own backstory, hold on, let me, because I have it here too. 1 second. Ben father, Lorok granted me my title, and let's see. At my coming of age ceremony, Lorok gave me my title, and he asked if I had any more visions before I decide my coming of age ceremony. I decided that was the moment that I decided to leave, which was a first. And Lorok asked if I had any more visions, and I said no. And to Lorok's knowledge, that was, true. He is basically, from that moment, Ferron has no memories of Lorok other than his smile as I was wandering away to live my new life. Colnus is more of like, since he's the birth father, he's like very Ferron and Colnus like get along, but like in a sense that not exactly like a student and a master get along, but they get along.
It would be Lorok.
It would be Lorok.
Yeah,
okay.
The one he basically raised you to be a man.
Yep.
So
all right,
he goes and we can take you to Lorok.
Good. We must make haste.
Okay. You guys all enter into this village, which has been completely cleaned and swept of snow, and that has been piled up into these walls that create kind of a little bit of a barrier. And what, just from looking at it, almost seems as though it's camouflage within these mountains to keep from creatures just walking past to think, oh, there's people living there, thus being meat.
Oh, I know this all too well, and it's all coming back.
And as you enter into this village, it is large. Like, it is a good, probably like mile and a half.
Has it grown since I left?
It's only been about a year or two, so there's probably like a new baby or two around. They've probably entered in a new tribes member.
All right.
People that have just picked up or decided to come in to such, but this isn't the exact place in which you left them. They're a moving tribe, and so they move about and such.
They haven't picked up and moved yet.
Yeah. But at this point, they've come to, like, you guys see tents and different other little buildings. Some of them that can easily be taken apart and put back up. Nothing that is 100% permanent or dug into the ground completely. And there are these massive Goliaths,
very yurtish,
and
very igloo yurtish,
and large half-orcs and orcs, and there are, what else races would
all
be?
brothers that I know very well.
There's earth genasi, water genasi, some of them being heck, there is one individual that looks like it could be a warforge, but made of stone, that could pass also off as a Goliath, but is just there. Garion whispers to one of you. It's like, that guy could actually be a Warforged or an Earth Genasi. It's a little.
I lean down to Merish, who I assume is fairly close to me, and I say, "You wanted to meet my brothers? Look around you. Anyone's eyes who meet yours is my brother to me."
Hi, I'm Merish.
Random person. The first
So is it
random
just
person.
dudes here, or?
Hey, brothers and sisters, you know.
Okay.
Kind of a sausage fest.
Merish, I'm sure there's women here. They're just doing
There
other
are
things.
just like, let the moment be a moment, dude. Come on.
He looks at Ferron. And
You just focus a lot upon like the male. Like I get it. There's testosterone around here. It's just
He looks at
girls are
Ferron.
cute too. I can see. You know, I can really see how he doesn't get it when girls are hitting on him.
He looks at Ferron. Says you have a lovely family.
Okay. You wanna get your mama? Go show your mama.
Ferron will nod in agreement and continue following Dotan.
All right. You are brought to your den father.
Oh god, this is all really sudden. Yeah, this is
Larock.
happening.
Yeah, it's
Larock.
fun, isn't it? When you're
Would you
suddenly
describe me,
the
Larock,
best?
please? 'Cause you never-
Lorak, okay. This is gonna be fun. Lorak Mountain Climber is okay. Lorak Mountain Climber is a 7'6", 58-year-old at this point, male Goliath, barbarian type. He is wearing upon his head what appears to be like a self-made headdress made out of a large like elk rack of antlers. Let me see. I built his mini in Hero Forge, and I can describe him perfectly if I pull him up. Give me 1 second. Lorak, where are you? There you are. Okay. He wears a long white kind of almost like a monk key robe, like divided into the 3 patches, the 1 patch in the front and the 2 tailcoats in the back. His trimmings on his robe and his belt are like an icy, like a really shiny icy blue, and he wears a fur around his neck and on like the pauldrons of his shoulders of a grizzly bear. In his ceremonial headdress, it is a large like 12-point elk rack of antlers. You see a line down the middle of his head that ends in a dot in the center of his forehead, and 2 lines coming from his eyes that meet at a chin strap below his chin. On one hip he has a flask. On another, he has what looks like a double-bladed great axe, which looks like it has seen its fair share of wear and tear from either ceremonial purposes or battle purposes. Some gold. The only gold trimmings on him are a button at the top of his robe, 2 little medallions that connect his fur cape together, and the gold trims on his battle axe. And on his back he holds a breaker shield. And in his Donna's going away to take care of a child. So in this moment, I would say that if we're meeting him where I think we're meeting him, there's this large, like open rotunda area with the exposed stone floor that has visibly been carved into markings of the tribe. I'll explain this to Dono in just a second. Yeah, I'll let Dono sit down for a little bit more of this. Oh, barefoot.
Barefoot man.
If we're meeting Lorak where I assume we're meeting him, it is in his ceremonial kind of like pit area separated from most of the rest of the village. Stepping down into an exposed like cave, kind of stalactites on the roof, large exposed stone floor with carvings marked into it that symbolize important moments of the tribe. I would only know most of them. If new ones have appeared, I wouldn't know. There's a big stone throne at the like closer to the back wall than the middle, and he would be standing either right in front of it, or he would be sitting atop it.
Well, this is a moving tribe, so you probably wouldn't be here quite yet. This would probably be a very special area that you would travel to do ceremonial stuff.
So we're meeting him outside of it?
Yes,
like
he's probably in the place, like in the village currently, probably like at his house.
Right.
Yeah, because.
So ignore that.
Yeah.
He is. If we're meeting him at his house, then his house is the largest yurt out of the various accommodations in the village. The roof taller and pointier than the rest.
Okay.
What can I say?
What a gaudy man. Okay.
Only that's the only difference between his house and the rest, though. Like, he's the chief. He's got to have some.
I know. I get you. I
He's the
get
den
you.
father.
I get you. Okay. Okay. You come to this
Okay,
house.
I've done my player DMing. Yeah.
Okay. You come to this house.
Mhm.
And you begin to enter in, pushing back the tent door. And there standing, probably meditating, doing what he needs to do, is Turok. Or Lorak, who opens his eyes. Opens his eyes and sees you.
I immediately clasp the hands in front of the chest and bow before him, and I remain bowed before him, awaiting what he's gonna say. Just
The rest of you see Turok stand up, walk to Ferron, put his hand upon Ferron's head, look at his face, and absorb the new tattoos and markings around his eyes. Look at any of the new symbolism that you have gained throughout your travels. And he notices the new dots. And he says, "You've sacrificed and you've gained. Truly, you have traveled and learned." And he takes you and he just embraces you. Alright. Raquel, can you sit around for just 1 second?
I was like, I don't want to leave just yet. And I'm gonna have to go.
So,
I'm just like,
can you give me 2
Yes.
minutes? Okay, 2
Yes.
minutes, okay. You guys,
that's why I was like, I don't want to
okay,
put
I'm
this
gonna do
out
one
there,
thing.
But I was like,
you guys are given time to reminisce within the tribe. Given the information, the wolves are with you. They're talking about, for some reason, all the rest of the tribe, they're all very curious. It's like, why are they talking about Daddy's coming? or father is coming. Something like father sent, mother's behind him. Like daddy's coming, mother's behind. What's going on? It's very interesting. And then night begins to fall and snow begins to come in. There's a watch that is set. And you guys sit down to dinner and begin to eat and reminisce and talk about stories and such, and suddenly you hear the sound of a horn that is blown.
Pertinent to the village or pertinent to
Pertinent to the village. This is the sound of something is coming.
Father, we must hurry. I think that is our call.
You guys see the dogs, or see the wolves run out, leave their food.
That's definitely.
One takes their meat with them.
Yeah, just.
It's the one that like turns its head to get just like one more mouthful. Runs off.
Yep, that's definitely our cue.
A torch is lit, and as you guys begin to look and out, you see two figures within this blizzard snow begin to emerge. Both large, wolf-like. One smaller than the other. One almost hunched. Fur is covered in snow for one of them. The other one, you seem to see the snow just drop off and melt. As you see come closer and closer. Would you guys please make me a perception check?
Oh, God damn it.
I don't
expertise.
perceive anything. That was a natural 1.
Oh boy. That's a 21.
Okay.
That's 12 plus 9.
25.
Damn.
13.
13. Okay.
With my inspiration, that's a little bit better. 12 plus 4, 16.
16? Okay. So, as one image begins to clear, you can see there is a beautiful female, large female winter wolf. As she steps closer and closer. The other one is a humanoid. With white hair. Dressed upon with a white coat. And a bone sword that they hold within their hand. Walking closer and closer with your 25 key. They look a little off, and you're not familiar with this humanoid in any way. Who got a 21, by the way?
I did.
Okay. Key, you would be the first one to notice the humanoid. And you're just like, alright, that's weird. That's a humanoid. Why do they call it like that's a female winter wolf and that's a humanoid? Okay, why are they calling him Papa? Ferron, you then notice. It's Briar. And that's where we're going to end today's session. For next time,
Oh boy.
I'm going to need you guys for next week to all make me criminals to be in the prison with Briar as we're going to figure out how she got out.
Ooh, that'll be fun.
Oh my god.
Yes.
Love
Oh
you.
my god. That's.
Mommy
Oh
is a
my
criminal.
god.
Mommy.
That's fucking incredible. Oh my god.
That's good, Dono. I like that.
Oh, homie, what? In the chat.
Can I play Tommy?
Thank you, Penny
Is this
Dragon
a
Games,
thing?
for the
Also,
appreciation. on the charity.
Also, Outcast Guild, why did you even think about mentioning a TPK? Like, what is this talk about?
No.
It's total party
Was
kiss.
that early? Was that early enough that was talking about the worms?
Where's
That might have been
Yeah,
early
I
enough.
think
It was
might have
talking
been
about.
that.
God damn! Farron's home and it's weird.
Yeah.
I really want to. I want to put Tommy in a chat. They can go their separate ways after. It's fine.
All right. So we'll see you all next week as we play Briar's backstory
Woo.
of how she got out of the prison. And you guys will all see what these crazy kooks make while they go into the prison. Also, we're going to have a special guest next week.
Ooh.
Bon Clay. He's our amazing friend. Come hang out. Come chill. Y'all amazing
Very
people. Kooky keeks. All right. The adventure continues till next time. Roll for initiative.
Bye. Have a beautiful time.
Bye, y'all.